What's going on, everybody? Chase with IW Hockey, here today with Dan, product manager of sticks for CCM Hockey, here in Montreal with your brand new JetSpeed Youth Performance line. Now, before we start talking about the new upgrades that we find throughout all the flexes here, what style and level of player did you build the performance line for?
So the Youth Performance line is really built for those competitive younger players. So really the ones who are playing higher levels, they're on the ice a couple times a week and they want something both performing and durable on their stick.
And something that looks great too. It seems like there was a big focus put on the graphics this year. What was the inspiration behind that?
Definitely, we know in the past our sticks have maybe been a bit flashier, especially at this performance level of stick. And we know that the player at this level really wants something that's going to compare and look like what the pros are using. So I think that's exactly what we have here with the Youth Performance line. We have a nice gray patch in the middle, much like the pro stick does. So the idea really there is to have something very similar to what the pros are using.
Yeah, the stick that we see McDavid just tearing up the league with, same very similar graphics package. But let's talk a little bit about spec. Let's start with the flex profile too. Just in case that parent or young player hasn't checked out JetSpeed, they've just seen McDavid using it on the TV. How would you describe the flex profile of the JetSpeed line?
So our JetSpeed line has a hybrid kick point. So what this is, it really the best of both worlds in both stick handling and shooting, really catered more towards that playmaking style of players. So someone who really wants the puck on their stick, they want to make big moments happen when they're on the ice, and that's really what the JetSpeed DNA is all about.
Now, speaking of those big moments, what are a couple key specs that really lend to that outside of the flex profile?
So especially when we're looking at the blade of the stick here, we have our new Sigma STP weave, which is on the stick. A lot of that comes from previous pro models. You'll recognize that what we've had on past pro models as well. So really, on the blade of the stick here, that added with a lot of heel reinforcement on the stick, because we know how younger players are on the ice, banging their stick a lot on the boards, calling for the puck, tapping the ice with it. So really reinforcing the heel portion of the stick is really important for this youth performance line.
And definitely for those players too, cheering on their teammates, probably along the boards a little bit too. Just in terms of the overall sizing too, over the past maybe 8 years or so, a lot of focus has been on length as well as flex. So what are the offerings here, and how does that cater to that youth player?
So we have the Youth Performance line offered in 4 different flexes, in 10, 20, 30, and 40 flex. And we all have call-outs on different sticks. So your 10 flex will be in yellow, your 20 flex will be in green, your 30 flex will be in blue, and your 40 flex will be in red. They have a nice call-out on the logo of the stick too, on the side. But you also notice on the backhand portion of the stick a nice strip catered towards each of the respective colors as well.
And does the shaft dimensions change along with the flex and the height for each flex?
So the height will go up progressively throughout the family. So your 10 flex to your 20, 30, and 40 and so on will all increase incrementally. And then your shaft size is going to be a standard youth one from your 10 to 30, and your 40 will have more of an adapted junior shaft.
And then last but not least, in terms of customization, can you walk us through what we have for the Namebar?
Namebar especially, so we have a call out on the flex and curve of the stick, but it's actually a sticker. So what you can do is you can remove that sticker, and then you have an empty name bar where you're able to place your number and logo as you will at Ice Warehouse, and then print your name and go on like a real pro basically.
Perfect. So if you were going to put something on your name bar, what would you choose?
I'd probably go along the lines with DJG19, my favorite number, plus my initials.
There you go. I like it. Well, Dan, thank you so much for having us out here and walking us through the new JetSpeed Youth Performance line. And for you at home that want to check out all of the products from CCM Hockey, make sure you head over to icewarehouse.com.